when you get like a nice haircut, sometimes you just stare at it for a while, and yeah, it's awesome. Dude, yeah, awesome. I appreciate you, Kuya JV. Big shout out, Kuya JV and the Enduro crew. I saved it just for this reason, because, dude, look at that. Yeah, amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Kuya JV. I looked like Justin Bieber for the entire time that I was in Philippines. I spent 2 weeks in Philippines. I just got back. If you've been seeing my Facebook or Instagram, you would know. Sounds all passive aggressive. You would know. Yeah, dude, 2 weeks there. Any longer is kind of too much for me right now, since I have no money. My parents have money. I don't have money right now. I need a new job. So that's one of the things I'll be doing. As my cousin would say, hanap buhay, as I am here now. The 2 weeks in Philippines look like this. 2 weeks, there was basically 2 chunks of the vacation. There was the before Boracay portion, and then the after Boracay portion. Before Boracay, we started in Manila, went to Bataan. Crazy bird scene over there. We went to Olongapo. I was on the radio. That was awesome. We went to Tagaytay. Some of the best Filipino food I've ever had at the Antonio restaurant. Went back to Manila. My brother showed up at that point, and then there was 5 of us, and then we went with our extended family. We were all along there with my Ate Gina's family. We went to Boracay. See you. See you again. And then we went back to Manila, had some great food at Manam with everyone. We watched Gomborzo, great movie. And then I had taken my trip home. There was basically a before Boracay portion, and then Boracay, and then the final portion for me. My brother, sister, mom, and dad are still over there right now. My mom and dad are going to be returning March something, and my brother and sister are coming back, I think in like a week or so. So I'm here alone right now at the house, holding it down. So the portion before Boracay, we went to Manila. Shout out Ann from Manam. We're going to review you. Still got to review you. Great job at Manam. Manam is, dude, amazing food at this place. Manam. You ever go to Philippines, go to Manam, whatever you want to call it. Manyam, as my dad would call it. This place is good, man. We always get too much food there, but the portions are amazing. The food is hearty, balanced, and the thing about each food is it amplifies and highlights the natural characters of what you love about all these classic Filipino dishes like pusit, adobong pusit, sisig, sinigang. It takes all those flavors and enhances them, amplifies the character without making it feel like something foreign or that it's different, which is sometimes what we can get with Filipino dishes, because as you know, Philippines, it's not as standardized when it comes to their food or really anything when you think about it. But so all of these foods have like a spirit about them, and each family kind of creates them differently. I found that Manam is one of the most like, it really seeks to understand the true nature of their dishes and then puts their twist on it while keeping the spirit intact. And I think that's so good. You go to some Filipino places and they try to switch it too much. I mean, even in Manam, I think they had like a watermelon sinigang, which I don't really know. I haven't tried it yet, but seeing as everything else at Manam is good, it can't be bad. But that's what I mean, is that's a pretty far jump. But they're freaking adobong pusit. If you like squid, the black squid ink and squid, oh my gosh, dude. The sinigang sisig they had there is like crispy sinigang sisig. Dude, I could talk about food forever, dude. It's so good. I'm skinny. That's because I have tooth problems. But dude, I love food, man. I love when people can get, I've been saying spirit a lot, as you know, in these last couple of years, and they really got the spirit down. Dude, go to Manam. I want some random stuff. I want it right now. I miss it. Okay. All right. We'll move on. Bataan, shout out Uncle June, of course. Uncle June is my cousin my uncle in Philippines who's always taking us around. I know that we give him food too, and regardless, I'm always thankful of the fact that he comes through with the wheels. He's always helping us travel. He's like our driver there while we're there sometimes. Shout out Uncle Danny for lending us the room while we're over there in Bataan. Shout out Auntie Irene, his wife. Shout out Julius. It was sick hanging out with Julius. Shout out Bryan, send me that song. Shout out Uncle Junior and Auntie Myrna for having dinner with us and catching up. Shout out all the stray cats and dogs in Philippines. Shout out Low My Topsy Log, where I got some amazing Topsy Log in the morning, and they played Yellow by Coldplay, which will come into play later. We had like a banquet in Bataan. We Oreo, more specifically, we had some Max's chicken, amazing as usual, as you guys know. Dude, there's this gigantic bird migration that's happening over there. Apparently it's been happening for the last couple of years. Julius was showing us that. It was so sick. Dude, what's up, Julius, if you're seeing this? Thank you for hanging out with us, man. It was sick. Thank you for driving my uncle around. It's my alarm. 1 second. Thank you for being the homie. And also the beer and just the good talks, man. It was sick. Man, there's so much. I want to like go into each one more in depth. Shout outs to Bryan. Shout out Bryan, man. Send me that song, dude. He's doing some choreography and he asked me to help out with one of his projects. I would love to dance with that. So, dude, send me that song, Bryan. Good catching up again. These are some friends and family that I saw last year. My last trip to Philippines. So it's really cool to like reconnect. It's so good to continue relationships. It's, as we know, relationships are more than just about buying things, but it's about being there regularly. So I hope to keep coming back every year, see you guys more often, especially as I get more moolah, hopefully make that happen. And then we went to Olongapo. Thank you, Uncle Biyani and Auntie Sonya, and of course Kiel. Shout outs. Thank you guys for opening your home up to us to allow my dad and I to fix his golf clubs. They were left out there for years and we needed to replace the handles. So the first order of business when we drove for about 2 hours from Bataan to Olongapo, first order of business is we just handled that really quickly because we had to give those back to Uncle June so that he could take it back to Bataan. Long story. Anyway, it was cool because we got to spend some quality family time. I know my sister was burning in the car, probably super bored. So I appreciate her patience and Uncle June's. But we had a good time catching up. We ended up going to some food later on where I also met more of my dad's family. I got to meet Uncle Tolits, Auntie Vinya, which is Chris, Oreo's mom. What's up, Oreo, if you're seeing this? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. And we met her Eric. We met Eric, who she's been staying with. What's up, dude? I kept calling him Cesar the whole day, so that was awkward for me. But we got over it. Auntie Dean, Ata Aileen, and her kids. I can't remember all of their names right now. Filipinos have very interesting names, but I hope to be close enough one day. And I was able to hang out with one of her children, Prolet. Shout out Prolet, dude. Amazing poet, crazy, malalim na Tagalog, and got a flow to it. It was, dude, he's got so many music projects. It was so cool to see some music blood over there, seeing what they're doing. The music scene is in Olongapo. I know it's always been a big thing, but it was freaking cool to have met and have great conversations with my own family that was over there, who was like heavily invested in the music scene. Dude, ridiculous. What's up, Prolet? I hope you're doing well, man. I'll send you some stuff soon. Chris, John Insight, shout out. Everyone at K5 News FM, shout out Chelsy and Dex of the Sonoda band, which is Adonis backwards. Auntie Emmie and her husband Perry, who I got to see there. Shout out their kids too, Elisa and Marie. Hope you guys are doing well. I didn't get to see you this time, but it was great to see your parents. I found out Olongapo was originally Ulo ng Apo, which is like the head of the chieftain. So I guess when they came there, I think they cut off the head of some chieftain and they were like, this is the name of this town. I don't know if that's really how it went. but that's kind of the gist of what it was. I'm going fast because there was a lot, dude. This is 2 weeks, and I don't want to. I'll go more in depth into the particular happenings, but I'm just gonna summarize this for this vlog. I was on the radio over there. Big shout out to K5 News FM. Big shout out to Aileen and Prolet for making that happen. You guys are the best. We went to Tagaytay. Uncle June drove us there to Tagaytay. Again, big thank you to Uncle June. We stayed at, I forget the name of the hotel. We went to Sky Ranch, which was like a theme park in the sky. Cool, dude. It was so cool just being up there with like roller coasters so high up. And then you'd look over and there's like a Ferris wheel. There's a great giant view of like how high up in Tagaytay you are. You see like, of course, Philippines is a bunch of islands, right? So of course you're gonna see the water down there. It's so far down there. It's like you're on a volcano in Hawaii or something. And then as you're on these roller coasters or as you're playing these midway games, you're seeing this Ferris wheel. There's all these people laughing around, having great conversations. There's music, and then in the distance you'll see someone freaking zip lining across the skyline. In the clouds that you are. There's a reason why it's called Sky Ranch. It's freaking beautiful, dude. Had a great time with my sister Aileen. Had a great time with my mom there. We rode some caballo. My mom bought some buko pie. There's Ayala malls up there in Tagaytay. I didn't realize that Tagaytay was like a city. It's a city, dude. It's like a metropolitan city up there in the mountains. So that was cool. It's kind of like my experience of going to Lake Tahoe. And I was like, holy crap, I thought it was just gonna be mountains up here. So that was cool. They had the Antonio restaurant over there. Highly recommend. Similar to Manam, but I think less of a chain. This place also was able to just grasp the nature, the essence of what makes certain Filipino dishes great, like sinigang, pusit, and the adobo. Whatever you got there, the bangos, whatever you got there, you know that they were like so appreciative and loving of the Filipino tradition. And oh gosh, I love sour hot food, dude. They had like a hybrid of like sinigang plus bulalo, which was just amazing, dude. It was like a thicker and more spicy sinigang, but just like a little bit more on the thick side. It wasn't like a gravy, but it was a little bit thicker, spicy. It was like a hot and sour soup. It tasted like sinigang with just a little bit more like heart to it. Oh my gosh. I don't know how they find these places, but I'm just thankful to be along for the ride. We also saw on the drive the original house of sinigang. I didn't get to try that, but it was cool to see it, and hopefully next time. We went back to Manila after that, so that was like about a week's time, right? We'd spend around 2 days at each of these locations. Olongapo, Bataan, and Tagaytay. Spent about 2 days at each of those places, and then traveling. You know, there's a lot of traveling, so that was about the first week. Fantastic, right? Got to see a bunch of family. Got to eat some great food. Saw like a giant bird migration. Got to be on the radio. Got to eat at amazing food in Tagaytay and go to Sky Ranch. So I was like, how much more could you want? Is there much more? Yes, there's much more. As full as that week was, as thankful as I am, we got to Manila. That's when my kuya touched down. So I came to Philippines first. I met up with my mom, my dad, my sister. My brother was left behind, but then he came through. I have another brother, but he doesn't come to Philippines with us. My eldest brother Herschel came through at this point when we came back to Manila. Basically just met up with him just by happenstance. I ran into Reg again, whom I met last year when I was chilling at the Holiday Inn rooftop bar last year, where I met Raniella, where I met Veer, I met Raymond, I met Reg, I met Winnie, I met all these people, and just in the lobby, I didn't go up to the Oz bar while I was in Manila this time because I knew I was going to be out in a second. Like as soon as my brother came home, I think the very next day we just left to Boracay. Got to Manila. I get to see Reg in the bar downstairs of the Holiday Inn. I'm like, yeah, dude, what's up? And then I was like, I'll see you guys when I get back from Boracay. So that was cool running into him. I went to Boracay. We met up with my ate Gina, her husband Kuya Tinoy, their children, Gicelle, Dharvie, Geniya there, and then Giselle's little daughter, quin, and then ate Jhona, and then Uncle Danny. All of them swooped through. I think we're missing Calvin. He couldn't come with us this time. That's another one of Ate Gina's kids. Shout out everyone there. I love you guys. Ang pamilya ko. They came through to the airport, chilled there. We get to Boracay together. It's a great time. It's their first time in Boracay, as in like Ate Gina's family and Kuya Tino's family. It's their first time in Boracay. I'm stoked to be with them. Geniya almost loses her phone right before we leave on the airplane. She gets it back. We're gonna have a great trip. We get there. We got 3 types of travel before we get to the island. We finally get to the right place. We check in. Everything takes forever, but it's the best time. I loved getting to be able to talk to Ate Gina, Kuya Tinoy, all of her kids. I've been practicing, pinapractice ko ng Tagalog so that I could talk to these people, man. Like, these are my family, and I want to be able to speak to them. I want to be able to speak to them deeply and understand what they're, how they're feeling about everything, instead of just like, hey, we're here for a short second. Let's consume and let's freaking talk about stuff that's that is like gonna be gone right after I leave. I didn't want that. I want to actually know them, and I want to have a good relationship with these people as I'm meeting them now. I want to do that, and so spent time getting to know them. I hope that they feel like they know me as well. Shout out all of you guys, dude. It was such a great time. There's no such thing as a perfect vacation, but I feel like even with that consideration, it was the perfect vacation for me. My heart was full. It was so great, dude. Shout out to my sister for remembering for us to take pictures before we all left. That was so important. I feel like it was just so good. I have to talk about it more specifically, or I'm not gonna do it justice. So I'm just gonna try to gloss over it. Just suffice to say, my heart is full, dude. So we met some great staff there too at the Astoria Hotel. We got Kevin, dude. Thank you for being the homie during the karaoke segments. There's a karaoke segment. I got to hear all my family sing. It was great, man. I'm just so thankful. I'm thankful to just discipline and patience for me to just like be able to learn what I needed to learn. It was so worth it. Practicing throughout the year, not super in depth, but here and there, practicing enough to get to a point, and also, of course, just being reminded to be unafraid to look silly and foolish, because that's how you get to greatness. And so I would ask a bunch of questions. I know I look silly trying to practice my Tagalog and asking all these dumb questions, but in the end, I think how we went about it matters, and how we went about it, I think, was just so perfect. So much. I met Yamo. That was one of the best acts to end on. On the way home from like the last dinner at Boracay, Uncle Danny and I went to just check out some bars, some live music. There's always live music in Philippines somewhere. At least in areas where there's a decent amount of restaurants. So we went to go see some live music. Everyone else went back to bed. We knocked back a few beers. We saw Yamo performing. He was performing Aubrey's song. Dude, good job, man. And I love your voice, man. Keep it up. I hope to see you again. Great solo guitar acoustic act in Philippines. There's some video. Met Darwin at the club I went to afterwards. I was like, I just got to check out one club before I go. I was like, screw it. So we stayed at the Astoria Hotel. There were 2 of them. Our family stayed at one of them, and then we were able to get book another room at the other Astoria, which is like on the other side of the island. Dude, Boracay has changed, man. It is not the same. In a lot of ways, it's bad, but of course, in a lot of ways, it's amazing. There's got to be a balance to be struck. The great parts is it's still Boracay. The sand is so soft. The water's clear as can be. The bad side is that it's what needs improvement is just order. It's pretty gnarly out there sometimes. There's some areas that are pretty like rowdy. Not like violent, but there's a lot of order that can be introduced that would do a lot of good, and I don't say do good very often. Yeah, dude, just love being there with my family, though. I love all these people. Opposite, the napkin trick, just small things, just, you know, slowly playing games with each other. Like, we're a family, dude. Found out Gicelle and Dharvie are allergic to shellfish. Got to hear them sing. Learned about kuya his work and what he does at home, his sense of humor. Poop hat. I hope the kids had a great time doing zip lining, helmet diving, jet skiing. I didn't do any of those. I was like, I'm just gonna chill this time, but I hope they enjoyed those. I know I had a great time when I went helmet diving and stuff like that. All right, so we get to Manila. We get back to Manila. We don't say our goodbyes yet. I'm just trying to spend good time. I'm not trying to force any time, just trying to have good quality time. Whatever the talk feels authentic, whatever the talk feels to be natural. I'm not trying to force anything. So for that, I feel blessed I think I saw that come to fruition. Not into forcing relationships. So we get back to Manila. The first thing we do is eat manam with everybody. That was, the food was amazing. The talk, a little awkward. There was some family, some stuff. Anyway, it was a great time. Regardless, it's always a blessing to be all together. The food was delicious as usual. We said our sad goodbyes outside of Holiday Inn. Uncle June took my ate jhona, Uncle Danny, ate Gina, kuya tinoy, their entire family, all of them in a big giant bus that Uncle Danny always lends to us. Took them back to Boracay. We said our sad goodbyes, but with the promise that we're going to keep in touch, which I don't think is that hard anymore because thank you to the internet technology, dog. Maybe it'd be good to do this blog in Tagalog or have the translation because I know that I speak kind of quickly and I'd like for people in Philippines to be able to connect with me. And likewise, I'd love to connect with them. So, manam. I still got this is a mental note for myself to review the manam that we kept eating at. Anne was there almost every time and she was just a great waitress and she asked us to review. I will, I promise. The next day, my dad, my mom, my kuya, myself watched Gumborzo while my sister played at Time Zone. Gumborzo was like this movie. It's like a original Filipino movie about 3 priests in Philippines, secular priests. That threw me for a loop for a second. That were executed, given the death sentence right before this. I don't want to ruin this, but it's some kind of revolution against the Spanish regime in Philippines. I know that there's a formal name for it. Forgive my ignorance. I'm still learning, but I enjoyed the movie. I don't know how much of it was really true, but with what was laid out in the order of the movie, I enjoyed the themes and the messages that they were promoting in the movie. I'll talk deeply about this in the future, but Philippines might be the last bastion of like a faithful kind of nation, and I hope that continues. Yes, they are also, it is also a weakness in a lot of ways, but so is any kind of faith if you are following it blindly, which you can't help but do if your languages are keeping you from understanding more deeply what is being professed or whatever it is. Anyway, religious or not, it was great to see the values of humility being espoused, and you just don't see that anywhere else in the world. Anywhere else in the world, it's like, oh, well, if something's not going your way, it must be the system's fault, instead of like reminding you of the strength and the ability to be free and move towards your goals, and the ability to do good for the world that lies in accepting where you are, what you are, and just accepting what is being given to you. People, I'm gonna just sidebar really quickly. People are always talking about like, people always saying like, yeah, the best thing in life is always doing what you want. Your identity is whatever you choose, blah, blah, blah. Except names, like right off the bat, you don't choose your own name. And yet some of the best strides you'll ever make in your life is accepting the name. Some people don't like the name, but the ability to accept with grace and thankfulness and gratitude things that are out of your control, the ability to accept what is out of your control has always been seen as desirable, sexy even. I had some time, so I went up to after packing and everything like that, finally got back to Oz Bar and said what's up. Found out that Raniella and Raymond were still working there, so it was cool to see them and just get like one last chat in, listen to some music. Got introduced to Al James, I believe, is some OPM over there. Actually pretty sick. Got introduced to the Vamps. We sang some through the night. Wish I could have stayed longer, but it was sick. Shout out to Raniella, shout out to Raymond, shout out to Veer. Congratulations, dude. Talagang masaya ko para sa'yo. Cause I'm super happy for you, dude, because dude, you did it. It was cool. Like, I talked to him last year at the Ozbar. We're talking about his plans. Next thing you know, he actually is doing it. He's on this cruise ship. I saw on Facebook, dude, congratulations. I hope to see you on a cruise someday or whatever. But I know that the opportunities just like a freaking flower after something like that. Because now you're international. Now you're not waiting for the internationals to come to you, like at a bar at a Holiday Inn. But you are going to be where the internationals are. You have no idea the kind of opportunities that might come from that. And again, sometimes the best things in life are coming from taking those things that you don't choose. On the way home, I met this dude named Rannil. I met this cool dude named Rannil. I was wearing my Toronto hat. After getting off the plane in Taipei, because we took a trip, I had a layover from Manila to Taipei. Got off the plane. As we're getting off, I hear I don't know what he says, but he says something in Tagalog, but I recognize it and I was like, oh, what's up? He goes, oh, are you going to Toronto? No, I'm going to California. He's going to Ontario, off to new opportunities. He got hired as to be a machinist in Ontario, and this was his first time out of the country. We had a great conversation. I made sure to add him on Facebook, and hopefully he sees this now. It was a great conversation, man. It was the best way to end that vacation, was just meeting someone like that, knowing that it was his first time out of the country and just listening to his story and knowing that I have a friend in Ontario, dude. Good looking Filipino man over there. Best of luck over there. I hope this is not the first time we get to see each other, dude. I think you have 3 kids. Best of luck to you and your family. Hope you're doing well in Ontario. You should be there right now. You and your homie that are there, go have a great time. Sipag this year, 2024. Me and all the homies, all the families, everybody who wants to be about it. Sipag. We're gonna strive. We're gonna work hard. Sikap, sipag, sinipag this year. Let's do it. Thank you guys for listening to vlog number 17. I just wanted to update basically just the events that happened. I know I slipped in more of how I feel about it than usual, or than I wanted, but that's what it is. And then I'm here at home just taking care of business. I'm going to be getting myself a jobs, so looking out for that. Thank you guys for checking out vlog number 17. Oh, this is the Herb and Peach channel. My name is Herbie. Thank you guys for checking out vlog number 17. We'll see you next time. I loves ya.